Everything in writing started out very small. From birth till toddlers, to elementary, and way beyond, we start out small. Everything just started out with a pencil for me. A pencil being a sufficient writing tool that I see at home, school, libraries, or anywhere to go to do important work. As little kids, we learn many educational fundamentals growing up, such as reading, writing, understanding concepts, and knowing things that is surrounding us. Each day our mind develops and captures something new to keep in mind as we progressed. Today we have all the technology that adults and kids growing up are using for important work and for their entertainment. Some of the most significant changes that technology has delivered in the past 3 decades have been in the field of productivity and communication. As a little kid, I was getting started with all the technology used, such as televisions, VCR, DVDs, and we got our first computer. You know, back in the 90s, it was really luxurious for us to have all that technology, and for me to have all the entertainment and learning skills, learning abilities to pay attention to new things. It was revolutionary at that time. I grew up with all these kinds of electronics and technology that changed my time period. These really helped me learn how to read easily, communicate very well with my parents and friends, and also when you read things online, you only read like word for word, but now they have like visual aids. Looking up in the internet, it was fantastic. With all that, it gave me a better understanding of stories, problems, and games that I really enjoyed playing. Where there's a problem, there's always a solution. I was all over Southern California. Back in 1996, I was living in Santa Monica. I was born in Culver City. And we just stayed there in Santa Monica for a few years. But during that time, it was one heck of a year with all the historic events that have happened, even movies and all the entertainment, sports. And it was also when more technology, more electronics were coming into effect. Before I was born, my parents had a VCR camera they had with them. So they recorded even when I was born. And through that time, I can reflect on the memories that I had as a little kid growing up. And it was just revolutionary. It was life-changing for me. And in the summer of '99, my dad finally bought our very first computer desktop. It was, during that time, it was something big. It was something luxurious for us to either work or for me to have fun with it. But I had like computer games with it. My dad bought a Reader Rabbit program. I had so much fun with that because that really gave me the spark of technology, how it was used. I've been watching TV the whole time. I was watching Barney, everything on PBS Kids at that time back in the 90s. And even getting a Lego block set for my birthday, like the previous year. And I mean, that really helped me understand what education is all about, how reading the alphabet and knowing my 1, 2, 3s was really life-changing for me. Getting something with a visual aid now, something that really entertains me, was something big in our family and for me. my parents and I would just use it. My parents would just do that for work, or if my mom's printing out labels, and I would be just sitting there just playing around the computer and have that have that Windows 95 old man saying, "Welcome, how can I help you?" It was really a great thing to have in our house. It was definitely our number one electronic that we ever bought, that my dad has ever bought. 4 years old, I didn't know like that much of technology, but then I got into liking my Reader Rabbit program. I really enjoyed it that much, even though it may seem like tiring to learn new things. It was fun just messing around with all the characters in the game, because with that you want to have fun. Learning can be boring, but most of the time you just want to have fun with all the games, and that's basically it. It's basically how it all started when I had that computer game. Two years gone by, and we moved from Santa Monica to Azusa, and moving away from Santa Monica, right next to the beach, it was something for us to just start off fresh. We just moved away from my cousins and relatives who live close to, on the other side near Loyola Marymount, and we were living on the airport side, Santa Monica Airport. And so yeah, we moved from Santa Monica to Azusa in 2001. In 2002, I graduated from kindergarten with high honors, and I moved to Catholic school in Azusa, and that's where everything just started. My whole life being a Catholic. I mean, I was baptized in the Philippines, but being in a Catholic school with so many kids from kindergarten to 8th grade, I wasn't accustomed to that. Coming out from kindergarten, I was at the bottom of the food chain. You have to be prepared of what's next in life, so I had to face that fear in life because my parents are no longer there. They took care of me when I was in kindergarten, but now staying there from 8 o'clock to 3 o'clock? So I had to make new friends. A few weeks passed by. It was difficult for me to make friends, so a few weeks passed by. We were heading into the new computer labs that we had, and you can see all the gadgets inside. You have telephones, people having cell phones, even the IT have walkie-talkie cell phones. They have all these kinds of technologies, even computers, even desktop computers, like the still 98 version, those PC and Apple computers. So I think of it as it's really techie in here. I don't know how a first grader would say that, but it's just wow. So over there I met my best friend until now. He came from the Philippines. He had no friends. I had no friends either, so we just started talking. We became reading and writing partners throughout first grade, and it was really nice to know him and knowing his family as well, because we're both Filipino. He's from the Philippines. I was born here, but we really stuck together throughout the years until now. Maybe he's gonna call me anytime, but I see we still talk, but even though we are at different schools, we still talk, don't worry. So with all that technology in first grade, I was just impressed of how much computers were there, how much gadgets they were able to afford, because I think of it as luxurious, but I just found out afterwards that they just renovated the place. So that's the reason why everything looked so techy, because they didn't have that. When I was in kindergarten, but I didn't go to school there yet. So they told me last year they didn't have that, and they had all the gadgets, all of it. In there, we were able to learn more in a first grade level, learning how to read and comprehend, learn how to identify shapes, sizes, numbers, all that. And then I have this one story where we were assigned a project to do, counting things up to 100. So they gave us a piece of paper, and our teacher had us get any objects, find anything, and then we had to jot 100 pieces. My friend had 100 pennies in one paper. My other friend had 100 squares, so it's all geometric. But the problem is, for me, I wasn't paying attention that day, and so I had forgot what to do. So I was bored that day. I just drew pictures. I just drew pictures of my house where I was living. I mean, it's funny because, as a first grader, I was an artist back then. I was an artist of the class. I don't know how I was the artist. I thought there were a lot of people who were better drawers than me, but I just like drawing. And even on computers, they had this thing called Paint. I like drawing. I like painting things. I like messing around on the computer and then creating stuff. So on that project, I just drew things, and I even see it on the computer. My mom just scanned it so she can save a copy of it. Now we have scanners for printers that time in 2003, and I kept it for so long that it was something I cherished. It was my first painting that I drew in elementary school. So back to that, by the time it was due, I showed my friends what I did, and they were like, "Oh, shoot! What did you do? You're supposed to get 100 things to stick on the paper." I was like, "Oh my god, I'm in trouble! Oh my god!" I couldn't just remember all that, but in the end, it was the best thing I've ever done. Because you assume that all my classmates are thinking of me as he doesn't pay attention a lot. Of course, I didn't pay attention a lot in class because I was not accustomed to being in a class full of 36 first graders, and I had no friends besides my best friend. So we were together all the time, even in recess. And then when we finally turned it in, my teacher came up to me. She just looked at the drawing. All my friends were like, "How come she's not saying anything to him? How come he's not getting punished?" But sure enough, she just counted every geometric shape that I had in there. I was in a Picasso type. I just actually drew my house with the mountains in the back, and she counted them as shapes. I was like, "Are you serious?" Then when she counted all 100, stamp and extra credit on that for being creative. Heading up to upper class, we were finally introduced to essays. We were finally introduced to writing essays in our class. It was the perfect time for a teacher to practice our typing and how it's supposed to be done correctly. I was so, wow, with all the technology, there's so much evolving. There's new inventions. As a third grader, it was just wow. Once again. I really like our assignments because we get to play games after. I really like the programs inside there because after we type essays, we practice our typing, and we print out what we have, running out the ink in the printer. We're just racing for that, and even when we were typing, we were playing games on it just to see how good we are. So our library instructor was looking at us to see if we actually know how to type using your 4 fingers and keeping them at the correct place. I mean, you can use your thumb, but for me as a third grader, I was like, everything is complex in here. Everything is complex on learning how to type on a keyboard. So, because our thing was just, looking at the keyboard and just using our index fingers to just type everything. But as time progressed, I learned so many things about that. Middle school came, and my dad said it was time for a change around here because I was heading to middle school. So our our previous computer wasn't functioning that well, and we had problems with it because it was getting old. It was almost, I think, it's been 10 years since we bought that computer, the Windows 95 HP Pavilion desktop, and I can relate that it's getting old. We need to upgrade it to a new one. So here comes my dad with a new Vail laptop that he bought back in 2007. And I mean, it was a nice laptop. It was running on Windows XP. And I bought a Roller Coaster Tycoon game, Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 game. And I wanted to work it on that desktop that we had. But it turned out it was outdated and it wasn't compatible for the desktop that we were using. So I had to use that laptop just for the sake of it because I really wanted to play that game. So my parents just created a section on the laptop for me to just have my own login. And fair enough, it was great enough for me to have my own laptop too, just be part of it so I can play the game, but at the same time do work as well because I'm in middle school and my dad doesn't expect me to play that game that much, only on my free time, but not during school nights because I have to work on schoolwork on the laptop. So I had to wait like during the weekend just to play that game. It was a fun game and it made me learn just architect. But I didn't want to be an architect, I just wanted to have fun with that game. So every weekend, Friday comes, that was the time to play with my PlayStation 2, watch TV, and even go on the laptop to play Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 because it was so addicting at that time. And then even on weekends, my parents are still sleeping, I would tiptoe out of my bedroom and just tiptoe my way downstairs to the laptop so I can start playing with it because I really love that game so much. And the problem is when I turn my laptop, it makes a loud sound because it's Vail. It makes a loud entrance sound. So I find a headphone socket so I can put the headphone there and for the sound to not wake up my parents or they'll noticing me I went downstairs. So like until they woke up, I just tell them, I just woke up, I just wanted to play the game. The whole time, until 2008, it was a very addicting game, but I still had to keep up on my essay assignments and my reading assignments because most of them were just typed at home. We didn't have time to go to the laptops because the little ones are just busy playing with the games on the MacBooks over there. So it was stressful in being a 6th and 7th grader, but as time went by, I felt very comfortable with all the technology that was being used. During that time, and I was still in 6th and 7th grade, that's when the revolutionary phone came to effect. As we know it, the iPhone. My parents got their iPhone 3G, and I finally got my first cell phone that my dad has been using ever since he bought that laptop like back in 2006. And it was a delicate phone. It was an alright phone. It's a Samsung. It's not a flip phone because flip phones like a Razor, so they're like going away. It's no longer the style of phone now. It's just something to just hello straight to your ear. No, yeah, back then it was just like very big phones, and then flip phone, hello moto, and the so-called Razor phone. Like so many people find that Razor phone like awesome for their possession, but like, I finally got my new phone. I finally got my first cell phone. It's this Samsung by AT&T, and it was worth it. I was still a 6th and 7th grader, I liked using my phone. That was my perfect time to text other people. But the problem is, if I texted too much, that's when the bills start to come in. So my parents were enjoying their iPhone 3G. I was enjoying my phone, and then I finally got a PS3 console for my birthday in 2008. So I was like, new 3D graphics. Well, not 3D, but like third dimensional graphics that like look realistic. So I was very excited, and we upgraded to a new flat screen TV for downstairs. We gave the other one away for donations, and you know, it was the start of a new era for technology, because it's expanding. Plasma screen TVs, PS3s, Xbox 360, all that. And you know, time has really gone by, and more inventions are being created for many customers to enjoy using in their spare time. And then we finally got hooked up to fast wireless internet. So my friends were like, dude, now you have fast internet, you can play online gaming, you can play online games with us, you can chat with us, you can just play with us in like Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, and all that. It's gonna be fun. I was like, because I wasn't into like action games yet. I was into more of a sports guy, because I like playing basketball, football, baseball, all those games that are non-violent. I mean, I may have rated T games, but having a rated M, I was like, I don't know about this. I gotta ask my parents, because you know them. But I finally gave it a shot, because I was one time playing a rated M game, which is GTA 4. It came out in 2008, and my cousin was like, dude, you should play it. You should play that game. So I did. It was fun. It was kind of funny, but I had to hide it from my parents because they weren't accustomed for me to play rated M games in front of them. But as like when 8th grade hit, my dad was okay with it, but don't take rated M games too seriously, especially in real life. So it's just a game. It's just a video game. I mean, in video games, such as computers, you tend to learn many things. You tend to learn like how to control yourself, when is the perfect time to let go and take a break, and later on do it again just for another time. But constantly, it's not good for you. Like, I'll be playing up to 11 p.m. I know it was tiring. I wanted to go to sleep, but my friends just keep saying to me, just stay up all night and play. But I had school the next day. They have school the next day because they're in the same grade as me, in the same classroom. We were in 8th grade. We were all into the gaming. We were all into playing Modern Warfare 2. I mean, it was non-stop. I wasn't used to staying up that late to play Modern Warfare 2 with them. My parents just kept telling me, go to sleep. I'm like, no, I have to play. But it just came to me. That game was too addicting for me. In 2010, you're an 8th grader, and the last thing you just want to do before you go to high school is just play online games with your friends. You think it's the end of the world that you're trying to be with them for one last time. But it's not. After thinking about it, it's not. We're still gonna talk to each other in reality outside of the gaming, but it was, as a 13-year-old, it was time for me to move on with that. I still play with it, but playing games like late at night, not my thing. I need sleep, So high school came around, we all separated, and it was just a new beginning for me, because all my friends left, we all went to different high schools, and basically we didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do as well. Only a few people from my elementary school that graduated went to the same high school as me. So, it was hard for me to find them, and me having them to find me just to hang out. But like, yeah. Being of high school, being a fresh start, I was fortunate enough to get my very first laptop. It was a Windows 7 Dell laptop. I really enjoyed using it because I have many things upgraded in there, like Word 2010, all the Word, all Microsoft Office 2010. And as a freshman, you tend to want to start all over again. Now you're by yourself with many new people, many new freshmen in your classroom. It's your time to just start all over. It was quite a different environment to be in, knowing that it's high school. You have to be different in high school now. Here's just one thing I didn't mention about. It was back in 2008. I was still in 7th grade. My friend introduced me to Windows Movie Maker. Like, it's a site where you can edit, like record yourself doing funny things and just edit it all. And when you watch it with your friends and family, it's gonna turn out very funny. So we went at it. We made a video for our English class because we were trying to promote a product. So we were trying to do a gaming. Me and two other friends were doing a gaming site. We were just doing a gaming promotion, and that day was really funny. It was really funny recording with them, filming with them, and spending time, because we're gonna laugh about this later, because how young we look, how our attitude was back then. It was something to remember. Later on, we received A's in that class, so the video thing was just working out for me, and I was somehow inspired to make videos as well. Social network was Facebook, MySpace, downloading sites, and YouTube. I was watching a few YouTube videos and a few YouTube celebrities that make their own videos, like Fred with the high squeaky voice, Niga Higa, Smosh, all those funny people. And especially, I watched so many videos that made me want to be like very funny, wanted me to do stuff on my own, do many things, and just post it online. As a 8th grader and 7th grader, I really wanted to do something like that. So over time, we did more videos for our classes, and it turned out pretty good. Then I was fortunate enough to use all my editing skills to make a slideshow video for my 8th grade graduation with all my friends with baby pictures. We were young. We still had a little kid's attitude, and looking back at it as a grown-up, I really can say that I had a very good time in my childhood. After I got my laptop close to the first day of school, I finally got an iPod, and it was an iPod 4th generation type, and I was fortunate enough to either just be part of the Apple service, alright? At that time, there is a bit of CDs left that can be put into laptops, but as time progressed, CDs and CD-ROMs were no longer in effect, because everything now you can just download it from online. I started my own YouTube account. I filmed a show at my school and just posted it, and then I had a lot of comments on that video saying that I should make more videos, because it was me dancing in lighting videos, C-Walk videos, hip-hop, all those shuffling videos. And I gave it a shot, and it started out it was pretty complicating at first, because it wasn't what I expected to be, because I waited 1 week. It's only 50 views in one video. I thought I would get a lot, but the problem is I only had a few subscribers. I wasn't known yet, so I only had 10 in the first week of YouTube after getting 100 views. I mean, I thought I was expecting like more subscribers and more views, but no, it doesn't work like that. Looking back at it, it doesn't work like that. You have to like be open. You have to be like sharing videos. You have to tag each other, type something that's relevant so you have audience members be encouraged to watch your videos. So I did all those steps, and then I kept like videotaping, like vlogging at school and doing things at school as well and other places, so I get more views. That really helped too, but the problem is like it was like challenging. It was to be in an environment where there's like, when I'm doing my videos, there's like no distraction at all. I want it to be like somewhere in a clear, nice place, but it was a bit challenging for me. And for the vlogging, my friends saw videos that I had, they wanted to be in it, so I just took the vlogging to another level and just put them at the end of the videos after all my dancing videos. So it was fun to do. Looking back at it, it was fun to do. And then I got into like singing covers, like singing acoustic and piano covers up till now. But like now I'm just doing this video for English. This is gonna be a long time editing, but I'm sure it's gonna be really good. It's gonna turn out really good. So during high school, my senior year, it was probably like the last semester. It was some people were thinking we got senioritis, but like our teachers kept telling us don't think about it. But in the end, like they kept pushing things forward. Like in my English class, my previous English class, my teacher was digging deeper in our thoughts and going hard on college writing, learning how to do college writing, learn how to cite sources and annotate our books, knowing all the instructions. It was just tedious. The routine was tedious. I mean, there are a few people who understood it. I understood quite a bit, but some people were just tired of it. And I can say that from Kirtley's article, we understood that our teachers teach writing after all, not computer science. Like every month we would just write essays. Essays. A lot of them. Tedious work, tiring hours, sleepless nights, all that. I mean, I wanted to get it over with. But as I see it now, it really helped me like get past through high school and past that class. Because there are so many people that are willing to accomplish something. Because doing it by hand, they think they can't get through life. And with technology, they can. Technology can like help them do their work. It's their lifesaver. Their computers, their phones, their iPads, tablets, whatever. It's their lifesaver. With all technology, I was able to learn many things and continue to learn many things, especially in college now. It was a wild ride for me. I really enjoy using all the technology that is around me today, because without them, my life and other people's lives wouldn't be what it's like today. Media, technology, electronics, everything changed the world. Students do not have to bear with boring learning cycles anymore, as more as teachers do, as they're settling towards the use of interactive tools and media, of making learning interesting for them. Teachers are able to deliver their content or their own contents effortlessly to students, and they can also research those complex subjects by themselves. When I think about Stephen King and all his works, especially most of the horror stories turning to horror movies that he wrote, I can picture myself like without technology as a nightmare for me. Because as I look back at when I'm not using technology for my work, I can think of putting my desk in the corner. And every time I sit down there to write, I remind myself of why the desk is not in the middle of the room. From using our pencil to write on our papers, to typing many words very fast, technology plays an important role in the educational field from elementary to high school, and now for me as a college student, and later on in the business, medical, and other working jobs around. As a college student, I can look back at those wonderful memories that took place and that have really changed me in my academics and throughout my life. Technology is revolutionary.